I'm handsome, I'm fast, I'm pretty, and can't possibly be beat.
High fly ball into right field. She is gone.
They might be going to call George Brett out.
Well, he's out.
Yes, sir.
Brett is out. Look at this. Brett is out. And
He's teaming mad.
he is out.
Swung, fly ball deep left center. Grissom on the run. Yes! The Atlanta Braves have given you a championship.
Auburn going after it. Here's a good snap. It is blocked. It is blocked. It's caught on the run. It's caught on the run. He's going to score. David Wagner has scored. And Auburn is tied the game.
It's good! It's good!
It's good.
It's good!
It's good.
It's good!
Van Tippen has won the ball game.
Alabama has beaten Auburn!
I'd like for the people to remember me as being a winner, because I ain't never been nothing but a winner.
Hold up. Something's wrong. Fuck. What is this? I don't think the camera's connected. I had to fix my computer, get my computer fixed. And I don't think the damn thing's connected. Yep. It's just sitting here, not connected. You know, just laying around, getting all fat and sassy, not doing what I'm supposed to do, starting to stream pretty early. And it's like, hey, guess what? You don't have the fucking thing plugged in. Is this the right one? I don't think so. Hold on. We're getting there. I almost turned off the damn computer. Is this it? Yep, there it is. Oh, you heard it. You heard it go bling. It's like, yeah, friggin' moron. You don't know what you're doing. Now we gotta fix this little string over here because it's in the way. Put the camera back where it's supposed to go. Let's see here. Oh, I think we got it on. I think it's on now. I think it's on now. Oh yeah, it's on, baby. It's on like Donkey Kong. Welcome in to another edition of the Total Chad Sports Podcast. As we break down the latest and greatest sports articles, everything that's going on throughout the day, throughout the week, throughout the year, we were going to give a lot of predictions about a week ago before the baseball season was even going to start. But my computer decided to crap the bed. And the motherboard was like completely shot. So I had to get it fixed. So I got a local shop here in town to fix it for me. Because I am the reason why it probably crapped out in just a few years. Because I'm the one that put the last motherboard in. I'm the one that put the paste on it. Did everything you're supposed to do like a true nerd. And it's probably the reason why that it went completely kaputs and it's out. So, you know, thanks to me, we had to pay somebody else but shout out to some high school friends. Quick Fix here in town. PC repair. Yeah, it was bad. It was bad. It was really bad. I was like, I came home. I played like one. I blame the game Valheim mostly. I played one game of Valheim, and boom, come back. It's gone. The computer's dead. Doesn't work. But shout out to them. Updated everything. Put a new motherboard in. Put Windows 11 on it because I was running Windows 10. Put Windows 11 on it. So stuff runs a little quicker. Looks like a little nicer. I mean, the graphics card is still the same. the motherboard, the CPU, all that garbage, all that nerd talk that I don't really know is all there. But what we can still continue to do is support the stream. So please support the stream. You can get some on the Cash App, $ Coach Grizzle, Venmo @Mass Braves. You don't really have to. Really, just like and subscribe. Like and subscribe to the YouTube channel. If you could just do that, that helps us out the most. Like, we're already done with that. Like, we don't even have to bring that up anymore. Let's see here. Let's see here. Do we have a way? Is it going to pop up? I don't think so. I think it's all like... Did it mess up? Let's see here. Specific screen. Is it going to do that for me? No, it's not. It's just going to be dumb. Thanks. There we go. That's what we need. That's what we were doing. It's not... I think the game capture is different than if I was using the actual window capture. Because we're doing everything by hand. Everything by ourselves. Before we get into what we're going to talk about today... make sure you like and subscribe, but also follow us on the X, the Twitter, whatever you call it, @GuathNeChad. You can see the latest of what we retweeted so far. We'll get into that in just a few minutes. Even though that's not really the City Connect, but that is the City Connect. Of course, we can talk a little bit about the Angels right now. As I'm speaking, I believe they're up right now. Go Grissom, by the way, beats Bob Jones. Bob Jones is like a powerhouse in the baseball world. I'm glad I flipped it back because we're over here streaming the UAH and the Rocket City Trash Pandas exhibition game, which we'll talk about that in just a second as well. I'm literally, if not one of the 71 people, really the only one that's really chatting in the chat world. So if you're watching the game, go to Rocket City Trash Pandas on YouTube. And you can watch them playing UAH right now. It's only the bottom of the ninth. It's got 2 outs. But yesterday, the Rocket City Trash Pandas the Toyota Red Cruisers, which is a all employee baseball team of the Toyota plant in Japan, actually played Alabama A&M yesterday. So anyway, like I said, make sure you like and subscribe. Go to the channel content. Let me pull up the YouTube channel. I'll show you what. Make sure you follow us. Make sure you like and subscribe. Crazy thing is how I can get 4,000 views on a 10-minute video for War Rights, but I can't get 4,000 views for like 10 minutes of like sports talk. I can't get that. Apparently, I just can't get that. You know what I mean? We apparently can't get that. We can apparently make all these shorts down here, and I can clip 17 seconds of Kamen Beckermeyer for Missouri State cutting down the nets, and I can get 23,000 views out of that. That's pretty legit. I can get 1.2 thousand views out of people going crazy after winning the CUSA basketball. I can only get 10 views breaking down the Maurice Norris injury, right? I can only get 71 views trashing the NASCAR stupid uniforms that the Reds and the Braves had last year. I can do some push-ups with Ladybird in the background. I can get 55. But unless I do straight up Ladybird content, I mean, I could get 1,000 views doing Marvel Rivals. Maybe we just need to play Marvel Rivals. Where's the Ladybird picture? Where's the Ladybird video? Ladybird gets me 619 views because she's legit. But remember, like and subscribe to the YouTube channel. Make sure to, if you're watching on Twitch, make sure you drop a follow on Twitch. You don't have to. Bought some Pokemon cards today. We'll probably go over those too as well. I have a crap load that I bought, so I need to get like a folder with some slots. And I need to, not slots. I need to put those cards in there. Basically, I spent like $15 on these 2 packs or $17 on these 2 packs. And I probably made back 5. I think. I've been trying to find like a legitimate card thing that scans it and tells you how much something might be. But I'm not sure. I'm getting into it a little bit. I'm not one of those ones that's going to be like going crazy and that's going to be the majority of the content where we're just like opening up Pokemon packs. where it's just like literally the camera's on my hands and all you're going to see is me opening up Pokemon packs. We're not doing that. We're not going to do that. We're going to stick to sports. We're going to stick to pop culture. So that's the reason why, like, I really hate seeing like all the rich people of the world that are getting into Pokemon. You know what I mean? And buying up all the cards and getting like legitimate cards and all that stuff. Cause like, it must be nice. It must be nice that hardworking people that just want to get into like a really cool thing to do, like a really cool hobby. And you got all these rich people out here, streamers and everything like that. They're just like taking it away from you. I think the game just ended. Let's see. Did it end? I think Rocket City won 1-0. Yep, Rocket City won 1-0. Against UAH. UAH is okay. It was actually kind of cool because I think he had a home run. No, he didn't. Okay, he's out. Out, 2 outs. Rocket City ended up winning 1-0. The reason why or how this game was played tonight, because it was an exhibition, they actually, and you had like a small D2 college going up against obviously a AA team. You had the Trash Pandas pitchers were pitching to Trash Panda batters. So like the catcher was a Trash Panda, the pitcher was a Trash Panda, the batter was a Trash Panda. But everyone else out in the field was a college kid. Then they flipped it. UH pitcher, UH catcher pitching to his own guys. So they're trying to make it even. It was a pretty fairly good game throughout. Still, the Trash Pandas can't hit worth shit. Now we're still 3 days away from opening day. Can the Trash Pandas figure it out this season? That was their huge issue last year. They've got a ton of... This is the same franchise in the Angels that spent like 20-something picks on nothing but pitchers a few years ago. Okay? All they have is pitchers. They're going to have really good pitchers coming out. All right? They've got a ton of dudes on the main lineup that are pitching right now. Jose Soriano, Jack Kohanowitz. All right? Those are 2 guys right there that are starters pitching. Reed Detmers that are pitching for the Angels, the big club. They got Chase Silseth, who's a reliever. They just got rid of Walbert, is that what his name? Urania. They put him back down to Salt Lake. Could we see him back with Rocket City? I don't know. Doubt it. I think they're wanting that kid. He's really young. They're wanting that kid to show up and be better. So we'll see. I mean, we'll see. But that's what we're talking about. Right now, we're talking about everything that's going on this weekend for the Trash Pandas. They're going to take on the Biloxi Shuckers to open up the weekend. Then I think they're on their way. I think they go to Knoxville the next week. So like they have a 3-game set at home, and then they're going to go on the road. And then they'll be back home. Then they'll go on the road. They'll be back home. So kind of stinks. You only get 3 games, and then they're going away, and then they come back. But there's a lot of stuff going on around here locally, but there's also stuff going on, you know, MLB season has just started. And I didn't give my predictions. I get that. Let's look up at the MLB standings right now. We'll go back to it in a second. We'll go back to we'll talk about the Trash Pandas here in a second. We've got it open. We'll see. We'll talk about that in just a second. So let's go back to the Trash Pandas. Yesterday, 2 days ago, 3 days ago, whenever you watch this, I don't care. Alabama A&M, HBCU here in town. Literally, I live not too far from them. They literally went up against the Toyota Red Cruisers. All right, this is a team that is mostly a bunch of workers who work at one of the Toyota plants in Japan. So pretty cool, not gonna lie. Pretty cool that they're being able to do that. They had, where is it? Let's see. They had something that was that talked about it. They won 13-3. They beat the brakes off of them. This is still Alabama A&M, who was tied, I think it was 6-6 or 5-5, 6-6 against Jacksonville State, who's in the top 25 of college baseball right now, and was tied to Alabama. As I'm speaking, they're probably losing. It was 4-3. Alabama up on a home run. I'll have to check on the X. Let's see, because there's more notifications on Alabama. The Angels won 2-0, by the way. Alabama won 4-3 against Jacksonville State, who's like in the top 25. And of course, Alabama is on now a 10-game winning streak, I think, now. Because they won 9 in a row. They won 2 midweek games. Then they swept. So that's 6. No. So they were 7. They're on an 8-game win streak right now. They swept Florida. They swept out Auburn. They beat Austin Peay at Toyota last Tuesday. They beat somebody at. So this is what? This is 8 in a row? Something like that. I think we're on that. Yeah. 9 in a row, 9 in a row, 10 in a row, whatever. They're on a win streak. All right. Alabama's on a big ass win streak. All right. So tonight, yesterday, whenever you hear this, blah, blah, blah. Jose Soriano, by the way, hasn't given up a single run in his last 2 starts. 2-0 against the Cubs. Alex Bregman's trash, by the way. But we digress. We didn't get to talk any of the World Baseball Classic. We probably talked a little bit of it. I think I remember I got to talk a little bit of it, I think, in the last podcast. But we didn't get to talk any of the World Baseball Classic and how the USA was an absolute disappointment once again. At least they lost in like some crazy, awesome, like Shohei Ohtani versus Mike Trout situation. No, this was just U.S. lost to Venezuela and Ronald Acuna. As a Braves fan, great. Amazing. Think it's awesome for Ronald Acuna to win gold. La-di-da. Okay? But Alex Bregman, trash. Bryce Harper, trash. You won't have any good thing. You won't ever hear anything good to say on this podcast, by the way, about Bryce Harper. If Bryce Harper ever got on this podcast, we may not have him on here. I kind of sound like a greedy, just bitter podcaster slash media person. I sound kind of familiar, to be honest with you. We might have him on. He might not like me. I'll probably be very respectful to him, but you won't hear anything positive about the guy because it's just a competitive. All right, it's just I like to be competitive. All right, I like to talk trash. Okay, there's competitive banner. Okay, I'm a big Braves fan. I don't like the guy. If he went to the Braves, I don't know how I would take it. I've been asked that question before. Never been a big fan of the guy. Never believed in the guy. He's very about himself. Every time that somebody would trash Ronald Acuna, they would praise him. And they would act the same way. They would do the same types of things when they hit home runs and acted a certain way in the field. Made no sense. Made no damn sense. So anyway, we're going off track. We go off track like we do a lot in this podcast because it's my podcast. Okay? We talk about whatever, we act a certain way. Okay? Let's talk about the Red Cruisers. All right, let me find this media advisory that they sent me. All right. So tomorrow at 4:30, whenever it is, Central Time. All right, they're going to do a cherry blossom planting ceremony. It's going to be pretty dope, pretty cool. It's going to be at Toyota. It's going to be, of course, I said yesterday, April the 1st, 2026. Cherry blossom planting ceremony. It's going to be outside the Junkyard Team Store, which is like right outside this, like when you're walking in, like the main gate, it's right there. It's going to have a couple of people from the GM and a bunch of people, the big wigs. You're going to have the manager, the GM of the Trash Pandas. You're going to have the Toyota Red Cruisers manager and director, Kohei Fujiwara. The Toyota Motor North America president and CEO, Tetsuo Ted Ogawa. And you'll have the Toyota Alabama Mark Perry president. Of course, media can attend, everything like that. Pretty cool. It's really cool. It's a global baseball series that they're doing. They're doing a 3-game set. You had the Toyota Red Cruisers who beat Alabama A&M 13-3 yesterday, 2 days ago, whenever. Tonight, yesterday, 2 days ago, whenever. loses, or Rocket City wins 1-0 against an exhibition against UAH. Tomorrow, next day, whenever you watch this, the Toyota Red Cruisers are going to play the Rocket City Trash Pandas in an exhibition as well. So that's going to be really cool. I think they're actually going to they're going to play. So I think the pitching and everything's going to be legit. Like, they're not going to be just pitching against their own people. But let's talk about the which we said, of course, before we get into that, the Trash Pandas is going to be playing the Biloxi Shuckers on April 3rd. First pitch is at 6:35. The doors will open at like 5 or 5:30, I'm sure. The Toyota Red Cruisers, let's talk about them. They are an official corporate baseball team of the Toyota Motor Corporation, competing in Japan's elite industrial league system and serving as one of the nation's premier development pipelines to professional Japanese baseball. And the Samurai Japan national team. Renowned for their consistent success and commitment to excellence, the Red Cruisers play a vital role in producing elite athletes capable of competing on the global stage. The program integrates advanced performance technology developed in a collaboration with Toyota Research Institute, utilizing motion capture and biomechanical analytics to create customized training programs to enhance player development. This innovation-driven approach reflects Toyota's broader philosophy of precision, discipline, and continuous improvement. Baseball Hall of Famer Ichiro Suzuki, a longtime advisor and special assistant to the Toyota chairman Akio Toyoda, has played a key role in advancing Toyota's global sporting and cultural initiatives. The Red Cruisers' impact is underscored by a proven track record of international achievement, including alums selected to Samurai Japan, who have been competed in the World Baseball Classic, Olympic Games, earning gold medals at the highest level of international competition. So it's pretty dope to have that come here. Now, I also heard one of the bigwigs at the Trash Pandas talk about how they're going to bring like that Japanese culture to Toyota Field and then like show how they get down, how they cheer, all those types of things, and then how we cheer as fans and what we do in between innings and all the little entertainment that goes on throughout. I'll say this. International baseball is way crazier and honestly, I think way more funner than American baseball. Everyone keep trying to figure out ways to make baseball appealing to whether it's the younger generation, not piss off the old breed. Like there's just certain things that you have to do. They've made certain changes to the rules to try to get the younger generation to be on board. Well, the thing is you also have to embrace your professional athletes. Like, I get it. They're making a hard push for Ohtani and many others. Aaron Judge, all those types of things. But you have to do, like, in between innings, people are not paying attention. They're doing this right here. If this was my phone, they are just doing this right here. Texting. All right, looking at phones. Talking to each other. Having full-on conversations while the game's going on or in between the innings. The entertainment at minor league games, and even for big league games, is fun to an extent. But I would like to have, like, why do you have a drum line, Atlanta Braves? Like, what is the point of the drum line when you don't have the drum line playing in between each inning and doing everything during the games that's actually making it more fun? It's like basketball. You play music for a second while the ball's about to get put into play, but then as soon as something happens, you turn the music off. Like, I get it. That's going to just piss off the older generation. But I feel like it would enhance the in-game experience for younger generations, everything like that. Play music, play a cheer, play friggin' drums and do all this crazy stuff. Have cheerleaders that are dancing and keeping people entertained. Like, instead of putting up giant nets because people aren't paying attention nowadays because it's so boring and people are getting dinged in the head with a baseball because it's too boring and they're not paying attention. So there's ways to do it. there's definitely ways to do it. So I'm absolutely excited. I'm going to be there tomorrow. You're going to see some clips on, if you want to check out the YouTube page, youtube.com/@CoachGrizzleTV. You can go there and see some shorts. I'm sure that I'll post up. I'll actually just be walking around. Hopefully I'll be able to get on. I will be able to get on the field. Because guess what? I got a fucking credential. All right. I got a credential for the Trash Pandas this year. All right. I don't have it with me. I left it in the car. It's hanging up. It's locked. Out of the way. So I don't lose it. But I'm excited. I'm so excited to be back. I will not be able to make their media day probably on the 2nd. Because it starts at 2:00 and I work a main job. And I won't be able to leave early to go to that. If I can leave at 3 and get over there as quick as I can, it's probably going to be over by then. So, like, realistically, I'm probably not going to be able to make it. But I will be there on opening night on Friday, which is going to be a blast. But I said tomorrow I will definitely be there. Probably get there. I don't know how early I'll be able to get there because I need to walk the bird. The bird is number one priority. So I will try to get over there about 5:30. And then the game starts, like I said, the game's like a regular scheduled time. It's going to go forever. I'm going to be there probably till 10 o'clock. It's going to be fun. It's going to be something different. You've never seen it before. Going to get you some sound and some views. So it'll be a lot of fun. Let's break down the roster real quick. Let's go through the coaching staff real quick because we've got a brand new coaching staff. This is kind of crazy because the majority of this coaching staff, it's their first season with the Trash Pandas. Andy Schatzley's gone. Miss him. Love you, Coach. If you're watching the podcast, if you've ever watched the podcast, if you ever see this, I just want you to know I was one of your biggest fans. I absolutely miss you. I used to talk to you all the time on before we would get you on the air. Thought you were a real cool dude, like for real. Gonna miss you, but he's gone. You now have Joe Kruzel. I think it's Kruzel. His current role, he's the manager of the Rock City Trash Pandas. It's his first year. It's his 9th managerial season. Let's see. He was with let's see here. Says he was with Billings, a rookie league. State College Short A, State College Short A, Peoria Single A, Peoria Single A, State College Short A, and Springfield Double A. It's going to be a little bit fun. So these were all, one of them was the Cincinnati MLB organization out of the Pioneer League. That was Billings. The New York Penn League. And these are all St. Louis. And then Texas League with the Springfield Double A. Which that's the Redbirds, isn't it? Springfield Redbirds, I think, or something like that. The Double A. That's the St. Louis Double A team. You got Tim Levique. He's the pitching coach. It's his first season with the Angels organization. It's also his first season with of course, the Trash Pandas. It's actually Joe Kruzel's 5th with the Angels organization since 2021. Tony Jaramillo. I think it's Tony Jaramillo because it's 2 L's. Jaramillo. His first season, second season with the organization. He's been here since 2025. Doesn't have really. He's been with Single A, Inland Empire 66s. That's the Single A team. That's the High A team. See, he's also at Billings too in the Pioneer League. See, Darren Brown. He's a coach. Of course, Levique is the pitching coach. Tony Jaramillo is the hitting coach. Darren Brown's just another coach that's there. Let's see here. He was with Seattle in the Pacific Coast League, the American. He was with Seattle as an MLB intern in 2010. He was with Tacoma AAA team, the Seattle's AAA team in the Pacific Coast. This is his first season with the organization and the Trash Pandas. Doug Henry is the assistant pitching coach. He's his first season in both. You got the athletic trainer. He's been there forever. He's been there for 3 seasons. Chase Galloway, he's the assistant athletic trainer. Dylan Colwell is the main athletic trainer. Chase Galloway is the assistant. It's his first season here. 3rd season with the Pandas. strength conditioning coach, Matt Gabriel. He is first season here, third season with the Angels organization. Tristan Saglime is the game planning strategist. It's his first season with both. Joe Wiki is the video assistant with both again. Bubba Hearn, of course, he's the home clubhouse manager. He's been with the team for the last 5 seasons. And then it's his 6th season with the Angels organization. And then Luke Miner is the visiting clubhouse manager. It's his 5th season with the Trash Bandits, 5th season with the Angels organization. All right. So let's look at this. Let's look at this roster. We got it right here. Got this roster. Let's see if we can go in a little bit more so you can see it. Let's see here. Let's see some returning faces, of course. Let's see. Let's see. We got a bunch of new guys. We got a bunch of old faces back. Great to see Gustavo Campero coming back because, like, really the catcher position I think is loaded because you've got d'Arnaud, you've got O'Hoppe that's in the big club, and really he's been called up, but he's just got too many guys in the way right now. Let's see here. I wonder if that's him. I think that's Josh. I think that's the guy. I think Josh Crouch was the guy that was really nice to Ladybird. He's the one that gave Ladybird a ball last year. I have to go back and look. You've got, of course, Cole Fontenelle. He's back. Ben Gobel's back. Mac McCroskey's back. David Mershon's back. David Calabrese is back. Tucker Flint, one of my favorite players, outfielder. He usually plays right field. One of my favorite players. For show. Let's see if we got anybody else that I might have thought about. I might have forgot. Kenyon Yovan's back. I forgot for him. Really, a lot of the pitching is fairly new. You will have some guys that were here before. Because look, you got Ryan Costu from Arkansas. You've got Houston Harding from Mississippi State. See, a lot of these guys are free agents. You had Emerson Polanco. He was drafted in 2025 by Boston in round 5, AAA round 5. Roman Pensacar. See, these guys, they got some good schools, like colleges these guys are coming from. But some of these guys have gotten the call up to Salt Lake or have gone to the big club. So we'll see how it goes. See Calabrese. I just don't want to like go down and like there's like somebody's like email or something like that. You know what I mean? Like that would be bad. So it's gonna be pretty cool. It's gonna be pretty awesome. Pretty excited about that. Let's flip it back over here. So let's see here. What else were we gonna talk about? Braves lost tonight, 5-2 against the Athletics. Got their first win, of course. Angels won 2-0. Said that before. Pretty sure Soriano. Right now, Jose Soriano is 2-0 with a 0 ERA and 11 Ks. So, playing pretty good right now. Got a 1-0 record. Or he's 2-0, sorry. 2-0 record. Shut out Houston. Shut out the Cubs. The Cubs are supposed to be in the running. Okay. So we'll see. We're going to get to that later on This Day in History. Like I said, the Braves lost tonight. And don't talk about how the Braves lost because of pitching. They don't have Spencer Strider. They don't have Spencer Swellenbach. They don't have AJ Smith-Shawver. They don't have all these pitchers, blah, blah, blah. Okay. The bats were terrible tonight. They couldn't hit with runners in scoring position. Ronald Acuña is batting 176. He's swinging at shit that's in the dirt. He's like I mean, it's ridiculous, to be honest with you. Drake Baldwin on his own bobblehead night hit a home run. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. Let's get over this a little bit. Have not watched any of the really any other teams other than the Angels and the Braves right now. So I haven't really been paying attention to too much of who's going to win what. I usually give a prediction. We can look at what we got right now. We can give a prediction. Like, let's get over the rest of this game real quick and go through the Angels and the Cubs right now. Neto was 0 for 4. He's batting 174. Trout's batting 300, but he was 0 for 3. Shanuel, he's 0 for 5 tonight, batting 280. So Lair's batting 174. Need him on the Braves. Don't care. Would like to see him on the Braves. Bryce Teodosio got in there. Logan O'Hoppe was 1 for 3. He had 2 RBIs. He's batting 235. Soriano had 6 innings, 2 hits, 2 walks, and 4 Ks. Chase Silseth, 1 inning, former Trash Panda. He was 1 hit and 1 walk and 1 K. The rest of the team got the win. And you basically got that win off that 2 RBI single by O'Hoppe. And the Angels are 3-3 right now, sitting at kind of the bottom, which they're behind Houston, who's 4-2, who they just tied 2-2 in a 4-game series with, just above the Athletics. So let's see. We're looking back at the Braves right now, so we can look at their standings. The Braves are 3-2. They are tied with Washington and New York for second. They're 1 game back behind Miami, which they did this last year. Miami went on a hot streak early in the season, but it's all going to come back. Philadelphia got a win. They were 1-3. They're 2-3 now. Let's see here. All right. So, like I said, I have not watched any of. Oh, let's give. Yeah, since we haven't watched a little bit of these other teams. Let's give our predictions. So we really think that there are only going to be 3 teams coming out of the East. We hope that whether it's New York, Philly, and the Braves. Right now, not looking so hot. Marlins are on top. I still think the Braves or the Mets could win the division. And then all 3 of these teams right here could end up making the playoffs. Depends. The Brewers are 4-1 right now. They do this too. They do this stuff too. They look good, hot, early in the season. We'll see what happens down the stretch. Cubs are over here on the bottom, right behind the Pirates. If I had to pick anybody, I think I would lean towards the Cubs, possibly the Brewers to win the division. One of them can make the playoffs. Dodgers. It's the Dodgers. It's the Dodgers and nobody else. If 3 of these teams don't make it up here in the East, then one of these teams down here is going to make it. It's either going to be the Padres or it's going to be the Giants. No doubt about it. Toronto Blue Jays, I think they could win their division again. Did they win it last year? I think they did. Anyway, don't believe in the Yankees. I think their pitching is suspect. If Max Fried can stay healthy, maybe. I think their bullpen's going to be their issues. They got a lot of power. They got a lot of hitting. A lot of good hitting. Give me the Blue Jays to win it. Guardians, I think the Guardians could win it. Don't count out the Royals. They're a scrappy little team. Their pitching is bad, but I still think they could pull something out. And then, of course, the West. I think the Rangers could win it. No doubt. If I had to do a wild card, maybe Seattle. But yeah. So yeah, there's my predictions on that. I want to run down that real quick. Have not watched any of the UFL because nobody cares. Watched apparently during the Louisville game, beer was thrown at some players. Players threw some beer back.
Hockey is
okay, let's not play that. I thought that was muted. Hockey does not play here. because we don't really care. I mean, the Havoc are about to go to the playoffs. I think they're second or whatever that they finished. They're about to get a bye, or they're about to go into the President's Cup. They're probably going to win the first series, and they're going to play Peoria for all the marbles, and they're probably going to lose. Who knows? But I don't know. I don't really care about hockey. I do. I love it. I love my hometown team, but we're in baseball season. All right. We're in apparently spring football season. Okay. It's baseball season though right now for me. I'm still hardly watching the Hawks, even though they went on like a crazy 15-2 run over the last like 17, 18 games. They played a bunch of crap teams, but I'm not paying attention to it because I don't care. But week 1, let's see. The Stallions beat the Kings 15-13. The Battlehawks beat the Defenders 16-10. The Renegades beat the Gamblers 36-17. And the Storm beat the Aviators 23-10. So the standings right now, Dallas Renegades, Storm, Battlehawks, and Birmingham are all 1-0. Of course, the Gamblers, Aviators, Louisville Kings, because you got the new teams, Louisville Kings, Columbus Aviators, Orlando Storm. Those are all the new teams. Of course, you got that. Okay, so this week, week 2, the Defenders are playing the Aviators on Friday. Kings are playing the Storm, Stallions are playing the Gamblers, and the Battlehawks are playing the Renegades. So, 2 0-1 teams play each other, the Defenders and the Aviators. 1-0 goes against 0-1, Storm and Kings. 1-0 goes against 0-1, Stallions and Gamblers. So the only 2 teams that are 1-0 they're playing each other this weekend, or not this weekend, next Tuesday, April 7th, is the Battlehawks and the Renegades. They're both 1-0. That's technically week 2. What's week 3 look like? Oh, so there's never. I guess because it's Easter. They only have that one game on Sunday. Ooh, I'm tired. We're gonna wrap this up pretty quick. Is that Stallions Gamblers game? All right, so let's do On This Day in History and get out of here. But let's do some like current history. NASA is gonna be launching Artemis 2 tomorrow, allegedly. Tomorrow, yesterday, 3 days ago, whenever. They're gonna be orbiting the moon. First time in like how many years? Like a bazillion years. The organization plans the liftoff start Wednesday, making its first crewed rocket ship to return to the moon since 1972. 1972, everybody. We have not been able to get to the moon or orbit the moon or do anything like this since 1972. I just took an astronomy class and it was dope. Had an awesome teacher, by the way. And literally was talking about this. Gonna be really cool to see tomorrow. Maybe we'll talk about that once it happens. All right, let's do On This Day in History. Let's see. I think I just accidentally went away from it. Let's see. Here we go. All right, 1146. Bernard of Clairvaux preaches his famous sermon in the field of Vazelay, urging the necessity of the Second Crusade. Louis VII and Eleanor of Aquitaine are present and join the crusade. Isn't that Richard the Lionheart's mother? Eleanor of Aquitaine? Yeah. That's his mother. And the crazy thing is, they were related in some sort of fashion, but couldn't ever agree with each other. But they would agree on going on a crusade, but they wouldn't agree on ruling each other's independent nations. Always fighting over shit. But then when it came to fighting in a crusade, they were like, yeah, sure. And then they were like, oh, no, we're going back to fighting again after we're done with this crusade. Like, we'll go fight. 1492, Queen Isabella of Castile and King Ferdinand II of Aragon issue a Alhambra decree expelling Jews from their kingdoms. That was in 1492. In 1657, English Parliament presents the humble petition and advice to Lord Protector Oliver Cromwell, offering him the crown, but he declines. The Eiffel Tower opened in 1889. It officially opens for dignitaries at an award ceremony in Paris, France. Designed by Gustave Eiffel and built for the Exposition Universelle. At 300 meters high, it holds a record of the tallest man-made structure for 41 years. 1920, British Parliament accepts the Government of Ireland Act, known as the Fourth Home Rule Bill. I thought I was gonna do like the whole day or something. League of Venice in 1495. Magellan's first mass in 1521. While his first mass in Philippines, generally believed in the island of Limasawa in the archipelago of Saint Lazarus of Ferdinand Magellan. King Henry II of France succeeds Francis I as King of France in 1547. Of course, I said that already. Great earthquake in 1651 in Peru. How do people know that? If like, I guess I'd have to like learn about earthquakes, but how do you know that if like there's no one really there, right? Like that's like recording, unless somebody was recording it. Maybe somebody was recording it. The Battle of Paris in 1814, forces allied against Napoleon captured Paris. That was in 1814. French created the Kingdom of Westphalia, orders Jews to adopt family names in 1808. Schumann's First Symphony in 1841. In 1861, the U.S. population in 1850 hits 23,191,876. The black population was 15.7% with a little over 3.6 million. In 1861, Confederacy takes over Mint at New Orleans. And then in 1862, Civil War action at Island Number 10 on the Mississippi River. 1863, Battle of Grand Gulf, Mississippi, and Dinwiddie Courthouse in Virginia. In 1865, the Battle of Boynton in Virginia, White Oaks Roads, Dinwiddie, CH. 1865, Confederate Army General Pickett moves to fortify Five Forks in Dinwiddie County in Virginia, abandoning the defenses of Petersburg to do so. Spanish Navy bombards the harbor of Valparaiso, Chile in 1866. Chinese embassy arrives aboard steamship China. Let's see here. Fred the Demon Spoforth. Test cricket debut of feared Australian fast bowler Fred the Demon Spoforth. Australia loses the second test by 4 wickets to England at the Melbourne Cricket Ground in 1877. Dude, to be called the Demon. Could you be called the Demon nowadays? Someone needs to have the nickname the Demon. Great Britain declares Bolshenaland a protectorate in 1885. Visit of Wilhelm II in 1905. Emperor Wilhelm II of Germany visits Tangier, Morocco, and proclaims Germany's support of Moroccan independence and equal opportunity for all powers to trade there. Caesar and Cleopatra in 1906. George Bernard Shaw's 1898 play Caesar and Cleopatra appear in the German version of Berlin, German Empire. Let's see here. National Baseball Commission rules players who jump contracts to be suspended for 5 years. Player joining outlaw organizations suspend for 3 years. First daylight savings time in the U.S. goes into effect in 1918. The Royal Australian Air Force is formed in 1921. Let's see here. Oh, The Hounds of Bakersville. I've seen that. First and 14 films starring Basil Rathbone as Sherlock Holmes and Nigel Bruce as Dr. Watson is released in 1931. I've seen The Hounds of Bakersville. Let's see here. 1941, ground broken for Union Square Garage in San Francisco. U.S. errantly bombs Rotterdam, kills 326 in 1943. 1944, Hungary orders all Jews to wear yellow stars. 1945, 3rd Algerian Division crosses the Rhine. The 3rd Algerian Division crosses the Rhine in 1945. That's like stuff that you don't hear about a lot. U.S. artillery lands on Kaisashima, begins firing on Okinawa in 1945. Tennessee Williams stage drama The Glass Menagerie appears in New York City in 1945. Let's see here. Don't know any of this other stuff. Cinderella in 1957, starring Julie Andrews. Music history in 1967. Jimi Hendrix first burns his guitar in his fingers. Theater in London, the guitar is sold at auction at nearly $500,000. The building is currently a church. Oh, wow. Let's see here. Slaughterhouse 5, 1969. Black Tot Day, 1972. Final day of rum ration of the Royal Canadian Navy. Why does it show like dudes from like the 1800s? It's like 1972. Billie Jean King ends Australian Margaret Court's 57 match winning streak. Muhammad Ali suffers a broken jaw and splits and in a shock split points decision lost to Ken Norton over 12 rounds in San Diego. That was 1973. Ali wins rematch and another controversial split decision. Let's see. U.S. President Jimmy Carter, 1980, deregulates banking industry. Let's see here. Monty Python's The Meaning of Life is released in 1983. Let's see here. Donald Trump purchases Eastern's Northeast Shuttle in 1989. Carol Company with Carol Burnett, 1990 premieres on NBC TV. Let's see here. The Chicago White Sox assigns former NBA superstar Michael Jordan to the Birmingham Barons of Class AA Southern League. Returns to the NBA after one season. That was in 1994. Wish I was old enough to have seen him come here when he played here against the Stars, who are now the Rocket City Trash Pandas. That would have been really cool. Don't know if I did or not. Could have. I don't know. I highly doubt it. But I was also like 4, 3, and I was like 5 at the time, I think. So I think I was 6 when the Braves won the national title, won the World Series. So yeah. Anyway, that was on this day in history, and that's been the Total Chad Sports Podcast for tonight. This was kind of a first time for everything. It's been a while since we've even done anything. We're gonna get better at it. We're gonna get a little bit more, into it too, make it better for you. So yeah, let's rock and roll. And see, now I don't feel bad that I accidentally flashed someone's email on the stream, because now I'm looking at somebody that posted the roster on X and it has both of their emails on the bottom. So now I don't feel as bad, because nobody really watches this stream. So like, who cares, right? So at the end of the day, I don't feel bad. Because I flashed it for a second, then rolled back up. Oh yeah, and I forgot about talking about Eli Gold, because he was with Jacksonville State tonight, because Alabama got the win against Jacksonville State. Said he immediately cracked a joke. This is from Theodore Fernandez on X. Eli Gold has been working at Jacksonville State since his departure from Alabama, and he is calling tonight's baseball game. Gold immediately cracked a joke about Alabama's camo jerseys. I hate to tell them, but they're not working. I can see them all. That's funny. Anyway, all right. Thanks a lot, everybody. Y'all have a great night. I'm out. Peace.
I'm handsome, I'm fast, I'm pretty, and can't possibly be beat.
High fly ball into right field. She is gone. They might be going to call George Brett out.
Well, he's out.
Yes, sir.
Brett is out. Look at this. Brett is out. And
He's steaming mad.
he is out.
Swung, fly ball deep left center. Grissom on the run. Yes! Yes! The Atlanta Braves have given you a championship.
Auburn going after it. Here's a good snap. It is blocked. It is blocked. It's caught on the run. It's caught on the run. He's going to score. David Wagner. David Wagner has scored. And Auburn is tied the game.
It's good! It's good! It's good! It's good! It's good! It's good! Van Tippen has won the ball game. Alabama has beaten Auburn.
I'd like for the people to remember me as being a winner, because I ain't never been that winner.